am a slave.
Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters. So it's been a hot minute since we have all seen that Mufti Menk reply. I've let everyone take some time to digest it. From what I've seen, I completely agree with the Mufti. Reporters are scumbags. Yeah, let us be fair. And if you haven't seen what the Mufti has said and what he's done, then you need to go and have a look at that first. Because in essence, what's happened is he came to break and have iftar, not specifically with that individual. He had gone there because he had been invited. He doesn't tend to stick around that long, etc., etc. And he has mostly taken the opportunity to eat, talk, integrate with integratable faiths, and was probably completely unaware of who the actual Zionist was. And this is where Al Jazeera has run with the entire news programme and basically unconditionally slandered the Mufti, which, I'm not surprised considering that they have their own agenda to do so. The hardcore, incredibly right-winged Al Jazeera news, which they are, when you take into account the Islamic morality that they want to embrace. They want a hardcore form of Wahhabianism. And personally, I'm not buying it, especially with the way that they are bought and paid for at the, let's be fair, Zion-supporting government's backing. So let us not hold any illusions here. Al Jazeera has run a dirty scumbag ragmag moment in straight out of the Sun or the Daily Mirror or any, like the New York Times or any other newspaper that slurs people of good intentions and good nature. So this is what we should know a great deal more about how to be braced. And more importantly, I learned something rather critical. I was unaware that the Mufti is self-employed. The man is entirely self-made. Alhamdulillah, my mistake. I assumed in my previous video that I mentioned about the Mufti being on someone's payroll. Well, quite clearly he's not. He's not on someone's payroll. He doesn't actually owe anybody any particular financial means. He's financed by himself. So that is a double-edged knife. First and foremost, it means what he believes in, he has to stand by because he's not in someone's pocket. There's no direct defence for any of his ideological choices because they are his. But we also now have to understand that he wasn't paid to sit down with anybody, which makes the lies that Al Jazeera has embraced disgusting in all aspects. And alhamdulillah, if I've offended any of Mufti Menk's, I don't think the Mufti's ever going to see one of my videos. Let's be fair about this. I'm just some poor little historian in the middle of bloody Britain. So, but any of his followers who see my page, I apologise if you feel that I was offending him. I was making an uninformed, in many ways, an assumption about the Mufti, about where his finances come, because I didn't know. I genuinely didn't know. But I have been corrected by multiple sources who have backed up their claims of him being a self-employed man, and that's a critical position for everyone to be on and maintain. I'm about to break my fast for the day. I'm going to go upstairs and have myself some ramen noodles. I don't tend to eat ramen a great deal, so it's going to be quite entertaining and quite enjoyable. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to make some clarification of what he's put out online. People like Mufti Menk are an actually large benefactor and beneficiary. He's very well versed and very well loved, not just in the Muslim world, but also in the Christian world, also in the non-Zionist supporting world of the Judaic world. So the slander against him is designed to damage his good image. You can tell it is, because there is a lot of jealousy about that. And though my assumptions from my last video were probably unflattering, at no point did I mean any disrespect to the man, because he is a great and noble Mufti by his very nature. But in this respect, I do feel that I've just seen that. There's something there that I thought was a cat in my garden. Let me spin this cat and tell me that does not look like a cat sleeping. Anyway, where was I? Yes, the Mufti is a noble man and believes in noble values, and I feel that my video was probably misaligning in my assumptions, because again I was moving from half-baked point of view and what Al Jazeera rag has posted. Shame on me for believing a newspaper, let's be fair, because they are quite often dishonest, and by their very nature they're dishonest. So yeah, shame on me in that regard, and I think that's very much an appropriate way of putting it. Alhamdulillah. But I hope you've had a lovely day, and we're in the last 10 days of Ramadan, alhamdulillah, and I will be putting out a lot more Islamic content on my YouTube page during both this run-up of Ramadan and after Ramadan. I am going to be moving towards my readings of hadiths, my reminders from the hadith themselves, and I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you will all be too. Alhamdulillah.
I am a slave.